Hello, I'm Justine. I'm like 50% introverted and 50% extroverted, so I had 3 glasses of wine and a glass of coffee to push me into extroverted. And I'm going to read off paper because I'm really nervous. So I'm going to talk on comparing yourself to other photographers and how damaging that can be to yourself and to others. And I'm going to talk on this because I spent the first 3 years of my business doing nothing but comparing myself to everyone else, and just how I struggled through that negativity. So everyone's heard the quote, "The comparison is the thief of joy." I think I've pinned it like 12 times. But it's so much more than that. It's the thief of our confidence, our inspiration, and it's the thief of the reason why we picked up our camera in the first place. It can leave you feeling not good enough. It kind of gives you that pit of your stomach, feel like shit, want to throw your hands up in the air feeling. In high school, I focused on science, and the general rule in science was that you can't compare 2 things unless you make them equal. And it's impossible to make 2 of us equal, any 2 of us, it's impossible. We all come from different families, different backgrounds, cultures, cities. We all have different personalities. On a daily basis, we're celebrating different successes, we're battling different things, and we're all at totally different places in our life. Our photography styles have been developed since we were born. They've developed over a lifestyle of inspiration, and it's impossible to ever compare those 2 things. To try to compare the single moment that we're at right now with someone else's single moment is the biggest mistake that we can make, and it's the biggest way that we can fail ourselves in our personal life and in business. The only person that we can truly compare ourselves to is an earlier version of ourselves. We can only make goals, fight to accomplish them, and know that at the end of every day that we are good enough. To change our way of thinking is the biggest challenge. I've heard and read many a time on Facebook and in person posts and conversations of people getting frustrated from comparisons, and myself included. I'm a mom, so many a time I've compared myself to people that don't have kids and always think like, oh, it must be so much easier for them because they don't have kids, they have all this spare time. But I'm passing judgment on them without fully understanding their situation and what's going on in their life. I'm not giving either of us the respect that we deserve. I don't know what responsibilities the other photographer has. I don't know what's going on in their life. And I'm comparing my entire life to what they're putting out on social media, which is such a small part of our life. When I first Google searched comparing yourself to other photographers, because I was so nervous that I wanted to see what other people had to say on the topic, the most common advice was to stop following other photographers. It literally said, like, delete it from your newsfeed. And I was so against that because I love following all of you. I love looking at your work and supporting you and leaving comments, and it just baffled me. I was like, why would we not follow each other? And I love that our community is all about supporting each other and celebrating each other's successes and offering a hand when others fall, and when we fall, to know that we have a community to ask for help. And I couldn't imagine not following each other. So instead of comparing, how I've dealt with this is I've learned to literally stop my thoughts in their tracks, to either picture a stop sign or even literally to mouth the word stop, to force all those thoughts to just change direction and take a different route. So rather than compare ourselves and our photos to others, we need to instead admire their pictures and allow that admiration to inspire ourselves to learn and grow in our own work, to allow that inspiration to drive us personally in our own journey through photography, to take these moments to challenge ourselves and to think back to the beginning. Why did we first pick up that camera? What first drove us to become a photographer? Hold on, I lost my spot. Okay, so yeah, picture your photography journey as not a vertical climb to the top, because there's nothing really at the top. It's not about getting up there. Picture it as a journey along the beach, and comparison is the wind in our face. It's making our journey so hard. Every day we're just struggling, and instead we need to stop in our tracks and change our direction so that that wind is now at our back, pushing us forward and inspiring us to continue our journey with renewed energy. And the most importantly, at the end of every shoot or every single piece of work that we do, we need to acknowledge the work that we've done and acknowledge that we've done a good job. I'm obsessed with Jillian Michaels. She's one of my favorite people, and I want her to be my best friend. So just a quote from her that I've always loved. Too often we don't take a moment to celebrate what we have just accomplished. We pass our way through lives without taking moments to pause. It's not about being perfect, it's about the effort that we put in. Be brave, be patient, have faith in yourself, trust in the significance of your life and the purpose of your passion. You are strong enough to sit in the space between spaces and allow divine inspiration to shed some light. When you put positive energy and productive effort into the world, it will come back to you, occasionally in ways you might not immediately understand and on a time frame you didn't expect. Look, listen, learn, and stay open. We need to take in these moments to acknowledge that we are good enough and we are doing a damn good job.